Hello, people of Earth. What a time to be alive, huh? How you doing? You okay? You good? Welcome to another lovely episode of Guys We...
It's the Anti-Slut-Shaming Podcast. I'm Corinne Fisher.
I'm Krystyna Hutchinson.
Welcome to the show. If you want to send us an email, it's sorryaboutlastnightshow@gmail.com. Make sure to make that subject line specific.
This week, we got, why is my town kissing the ass of a sexual predator? Because, look around. This world doesn't like women. I'm unfortunately getting to realize that. Longtime listener, first-time writer, love y'all. My city has become more of a part of the film television scene in recent years. A few weeks ago, I noticed on Instagram that a famous person was spotted at a local restaurant. My reaction upon seeing someone enthusiastically post, "Look who came to eat at our restaurant," was, ew, didn't we cancel that guy? He was called out during the Me Too movement, though was demonstrating problematic behavior reported in the news prior to that. He, allegedly Chad, tried to meet up with minors he met on the internet and also faced multiple accusations of sexual assault. He was never found guilty of anything to my knowledge. There were court settlements and presumably NDAs signed. While I am likely more on the pulse of pop culture than some people, I have been taken aback by the relatively warm welcome this dude is getting around here. The other night, a man I know told me he hung out with this celebrity while he was in town and they had a lot in common. I quipped, "Is that because he found out you have 3 teenage daughters?" I then said that I believe people deserve a chance at redemption, but I'm unsure he's done anything to redeem himself. Yesterday, another man told me he might get a small speaking role in a movie that this celebrity is starring in, producing, whatever the fuck he's doing here. My initial feeling again was, gross, dude, that guy sucks, but I kept it to myself. As you already are well aware, cancel culture is extremely problematic. Having said that, if this person did the things he's accused of, why are, quote, nice people in my community posing in and posting pics with him at the local film fundraiser? Maybe they don't know. His accusations didn't get as much attention as some Me Too people did, but it was enough to upend the trajectory of his career. As he's come up in conversation twice this weekend, I feel it unsafe to assume this guy is not going away anytime soon, and I will be presented with people speaking to me about him in the future. I wonder if you have any advice or on how to handle this as a topic of conversation. I would love to have a rational, concise, yet cutting, and maybe a little cunty, observation at the ready for anyone excited about his presence in my town. This celebrity has done nothing to me personally. I've never met him, nor any of his accusers. I am uncomfortable with the idea of our rolling out the red carpet for this guy. Maybe he's gotten therapy and deserves a second chance. Am I wrong to be asking these questions? I don't think I am. Truly yours, a loyal fucker. P.S. Of course, you want to know who it is, and of course, you shouldn't say his name on your podcast, PPS, and then it's the name of the celebrity.
But I don't understand why we shouldn't say it. I want to say
it's James Franco.
It's James Franco. I don't understand why.
Everybody knows he got Me Too'd. No one's going to identify you specifically.
You know what, though? I was curious to know who it was because... this is a thing that I've noticed about like over the past couple of years because of the internet-based world we live in. We're all really in a bubble, and we think that everyone knows the same things we do, and they really don't. And it's a huge problem.
I know.
And so I co-host this podcast. I forgot James Franco got Me Too.
I did too.
I had no idea. So you have this whole monologue going on in your head about how bad the people in your town are. I quite frankly don't think they know. I didn't remember. I actually don't. I
don't remember the worst ones.
I also don't think I would even.
Not that he's not good.
I barely remember what James Franco looks like, to be honest. So I don't even know that I would.
What he looks like.
I don't even know if I would recognize him. Well, I also wouldn't care if I'm like he's not a celebrity I would be excited about. But okay. So I do know what he looks like. I'm like I would know it was him. I just haven't thought about him in a long time. I feel like he's kind of like
he taught a class at NYU, and I'm like, this was. I think it was after he got the Me Too stuff came out on him because he was trying to fuck minors.
Yeah, because
and I'm like, don't make him a professor at NYU.
Totally did not remember that he was trying to fuck minors there because unfortunately there's so many people who were trying to fuck minors,
and there always will be.
And also he's like kind of not. He used to be really famous, and now he's not very famous anymore.
He admitted to having sex with students from his acting school almost 4 years after sexual misconduct allegations. The 43-year-old agreed to pay $2.2 million in July after being sued for engaging in sexually charged behavior.
But that doesn't mean they're minors. That's not. They would say minors if it was minors. They just that seems like a power play.
Don't worry. All the allegations against James Franco. Ugh, God, he needs a shower. April 2014, Franco was caught trying to get a
so
teen to come to his hotel room.
It's 17 years. So it's age of consent.
He was 35.
This
she
is
was
an age of
17.
consent issue again.
Yeah.
Because 17 in a lot of places is age of consent. Again, I'm not saying this is like good.
It's not great.
Like basically more than anything, it's like just yucky because I do believe that something has to be wrong in your head if you're 35 and you want to fuck a 17-year-old. Like that's just not normal.
Yeah.
17-year-olds are like
gross.
Look like kid. Like it's not like yuck.
Yeah.
That being said, yeah, we host this podcast and we forgot about it. So I think you have to realize, number one, how short people's like attention spans for stuff like this is. I mean, a perfect example is Andrew Cuomo. 3.5 years ago, he had a 70% disapproval rating, was accused of sexually assaulting, harassing, misconduct all these people, and now he's pulling at 40% to become the next mayor of New York City. So like people are finicky. And
they forget our memories are very short. This country doesn't fucking like women. So it doesn't matter if you're a sexual predator, really, unless you're a Harvey Weinstein type or Jeffrey Epstein type. And then 3, motherfuckers, people are obsessed with celebrity. I'm assuming you're in a small town plus a celebrity. Of course people are going to freak out. Plus the memory, plus like everybody's short-term memory.
Yeah, and it's a small business.
There's a lot of factors going into
And at the end
this.
of the day, we live in a capitalist nation. Small businesses are not doing well right now. If this person who owns this restaurant thinks that like James Franco going to the restaurant can bring them more business, like I wouldn't do it, but I don't think he's like the worst person in the world for doing it, honestly.
No, I don't either. Unfortunately, because of how everything works at this moment in time, it makes sense. And it sucks. It doesn't mean it doesn't suck. I feel like every day, truly every day that goes by, I'm getting more, not comfortable, but I'm just accepting more the fact that like we live in a world that just, I have conversations about it almost every day, does not like women. This world wants to fuck women and sexualize women, but not give them rights and not allow them autonomy over their bodies. And it's just every day I get presented with examples that are proof of that. And it's, I don't know, man. It's tough personally for me to deal with, but what are you going to do? What do you do? I mean, well, like Corinne, how do you handle the bad news of our society or these bad facets of our society? Yes, like there's things we can do, right? These little things, these little tiny pivots, I think are actually pretty big and meaningful. But on a bigger scale, like it's getting trickier to be disheartened. To not be disheartened, rather.
Yeah, I mean, I would say like you can be disheartened, just don't become apathetic, because apathetic is where they want you, because that's where you're the most malleable. Because when you just don't care, then anything can go on right under your nose. Yeah, and I see a lot of apathy. But I also think like the liberals kind of. Like, I don't know. I don't want to say like protesting and stuff doesn't work. I do believe it does. I don't know right now the way that like the left does it, that it does work. Cause we like try to get a bunch of things together, and it's not really like working out in our favor. I mean, I think it has to be like a little bit more of a business strategy where we, lift people into positions of power, as opposed to like protesting each little individual thing that happens along the way, because I think that it becomes distracting. I mean, and again, not to like say that's what you're doing, but like, I just like, I wouldn't spend too much time being angry about this specific incident, right? Totally. Like, so it speaks to a larger, problem that we have, but like don't become consumed in like this James Franco incident, because I think it's gonna like eat up your energy and your power that could be much better used in a different situation. Obviously keep an eye on him if he's around 17-year-olds.
Yeah, because that's probably not good.
Yeah, but other than that, it's like, and don't like, and I think most importantly, what you're getting from this is like, I understand that you're outraged, and I love that you're paying attention. I really do. I think that it's great that you remembered that all the things that he did. But that being said, like, don't hold it against all the people who took pictures with him, because I just don't think they knew. I don't think they're bad people. I just think they're like living their own lives, and they don't have time to read about everyone who is, on the Me Too list.
Also,
a lot of people.
There's a lot of people. Yeah. I mean, we often say on this show, if we were to never do a podcast interview or a stand-up show with a sexual predator or somebody who's been accused of sexual harassment or assault, there'd be no shows.
Yeah, I can't keep up. I mean, I think it's just about making sure that the people that you spend time with are good, good people, in quotes, whatever that means.
Yeah.
And again, it's hard because if you ask me 5 years ago, did I believe that there was like good and bad people? I would say yes, a little bit more concretely. I don't really believe that anymore. I believe like that we have created this world where we are deciding who is good and who is bad. And like, I just don't follow that set of rules anymore. So I don't really, I mean, I've certainly, there are people who are leaning more bad than good, but I also think that a lot of the people who are making the decisions who is good or who are bad are they themselves not great people, and people who lift themselves up by saying, well, these people are bad and I am good. This is like this is the kind of relationship that I've been having with the left for a long time. And again, I'm not a Republican. Please, that's not what I'm saying. If anything, it's going to go full anarchist is where I'm headed.
I'll join you.
Yeah.
And also, too, like, think of your energy and your attention as like money in a bank account. And like every day you have a certain amount of like energy and attention. And so if you look at it from there and take the emotion out, which is tricky to do when it's involving something like this, because especially as a woman, you're like far too familiar with it. And you're far too familiar with how everybody gets a pat. Oh, don't do that again. And then they get a fucking movie deal. That's just how our society works. But it's like, okay, the anger that you feel towards this incident, where can that be used, even in a tiny way that nobody knows about or sees, that would actually help the situation? Volunteering at a women's shelter, or being there for your friend who's going through something who was assaulted, or you know what I mean? Like, so there are ways that you could take this energy that you have towards a situation and go, well, the bigger picture of why I'm mad is the system here. So how can I take that energy and revert it to somewhere that would actually help the system, even if it's one person in it? There's something I wanted to, Virginia Guffrey, Ruby Rose had posted this. I thought it was pretty well said. This kind of speaks to like my outrage over just how women are treated in the world. Virginia Guffrey, she was 41 years old. She committed suicide.
In quotes.
Yeah, I know. That was the first thing I thought. But she was in Australia, so I'm like,
no, they don't get you anywhere. She literally
wouldn't she have said everything that she
tweeted? She tweeted, I'm not going to kill myself.
Oh wow!
FYI, if I end up dead. Like, this woman didn't. This is Jeffrey Epstein, and neither of them killed themselves.
Corinne, this world is really tough.
Neither of them.
I hate these systems. I hate this shit. I hate this shit.
Yeah, it's not great. Are you making a lot of sounds?
Sorry,
okay?
I didn't mean to.
I thought I was.
Was it about Virginia?
No,
what was happening over there?
I was clearing my throat, but I was looking at this over the weekend. Right, because you saw. I was like, there's no way she killed herself.
You saw the post.
I didn't realize she tweeted that.
Yeah, it was Twitter, right? It was something. It was a social media app or whatever.
I don't remember which one it was.
Because Daisy Coleman also took her own life, and she was raped on a front yard and then bullied by her entire town and her school. And
she really killed herself, though. But I mean, like, that ran in her family, I believe. Like, there's like a depression, and
Well, what I'm saying though is, like, when I didn't realize Virginia tweeted that. If anybody tweets that, I'm like, okay, 100%. So now I know she didn't kill herself. I didn't know she tweeted that.
Yeah.
But I originally kind of paired that suicide. Well, it's not a suicide anymore; it's a murder. With Daisy Coleman's, in terms of like just enduring trauma and abuse from this, and then not being believed, and then being made fun of, and then realizing that the laws in where you live will never change. Well, anytime soon. That's kind of how I categorize that. So I actually am not going to read that caption that Ruby Rose read, because it's not a suicide anymore. So fuck it.
Yeah.
That really sucks.
I'm trying to find this for you.
I have the tweet.
Yeah. Can you read it? Because I was like, Yahoo printed it for sure.
Let me see it was April 25th, 2025. I am making it publicly known that in no way, shape, or form am I suicidal. I have made this known to my therapist and GP. If something happens to me in the sake of my family, do not let this go away and help me protect them. Too many evil people want to see me quieted.
Wait, so why did her fucking family say she killed herself if that was what she tweeted?
They're probably getting threatened too. Did they want the whole family dead? She's already dead.
I want to be abducted by aliens again.
You can't have the whole family be dead.
I didn't want to be abducted by aliens for like 3 months, and that was a really big deal. Now I want to be abducted
What
again.
made you not want to be abducted by aliens?
I'm really excited about your fucking campaign.
Oh, well, I mean, I think they only take you for a little bit.
Yeah,
Well,
it's-
yeah, I
they just
guess.
take you for a joyride around.
Yeah. I think you're back by morning.
Hopefully. Travis Keller, Travis, it was a fairly famous case in the 70s. He was abducted in front of his friends. That's why it was such a famous case. And he was gone for 5 days. And he was dropped back in the woods 5 days later and thought no time had passed. All right, so
that's
maybe just abduct me for a
interesting.
couple days then.
That's interesting.
I do like that when I joined the podcast, you were going back and forth like, do I want to have a kid? Do I not want to have
Yeah,
a kid? And now you're going back
definitely
and
don't.
forth. Do I want to be abducted? Do I not want to be abducted?
I think they
Because I
were both
can't-
kind of always on the table.
Yeah.
To be abducted or to have a kid? I don't know.
Definitely don't want kids. Definitely don't want kids.
So it's definitely today.
Yeah.
yeah,
Today, April 28th.
It's definitely no.
Okay.
It's a definite no for me, dog.
Okay.
But the alien thing, just yeah. I mean, I'm working on a project that I'm very excited about, so that's really cool. But I just really, so often I've said to myself, and it's in moments where I feel like a victim and me, that I'm too sensitive for this fucking world, and it's not anything against any of it, but like it's just really hard to take. Like this shit, like this, she didn't fucking kill herself, and then she's dead, and then the news is just saying she killed herself. That would keep me up at night if I didn't compartmentalize it so fucking deeply.
I mean, quite honestly, it should keep you up at night.
Like, what is this life, man? Like, what is it?
You are the one who's done the most research about that, and you said
I
like this
know.
is the bad part.
Yeah, it is.
I'll say.
Yeah.
I've been trying to tell everyone for years, and yet again, no
Yeah.
one was listening to me. I said this isn't fun.
Yeah, I mean, there's pockets of fun for sure, and you have to work really hard to create those pockets of fun and enjoyment for yourself and inner peace and joy. And it's, but in order to do that, you really have to disconnect and fucking the amount of disassociation you have to have every day to feel fucking joy is insane.
Well, why do you think? I mean, like, I am like kind of like pretty anti-substances at this point, and like, so it's very hard for me like to do anything with people because like they're like they want to drink, they want to smoke, like even like constant vaping kind of annoys me. Like,
Yeah.
but I get it. It's like all these things
do get it.
exist because life is so miserable, but like. But then it's like kind of the people drinking and vaping that are being like, no, it's not that bad. I'm like, you're
Well,
literally
'cause
making
you're
yourself
cloudy.
disassociate right
Yeah.
now. And I'm like, I'm completely sober and I'm telling you it's bad.
It's bad.
I'm
And it's to the point where like weed doesn't even do anything for me anymore. So I've kind of stopped like using it that much because I'm like, now this, like when I like smoke a vape, I'm like, this also sucks now. Like that's how much I'm too aware how much stuff sucks. And I mean, I think really the only thing, the two areas in my life that I'm like, oh, these are still like beautiful areas that I think for everybody, friendships, being with friends, being with friends and being supported by friends and talking to friends and texting with friends, and art, making art. Those are the only two things we got.
Yeah, I mean, we have like love,
Pets, obviously.
pets, and yeah, friends are interesting because like it's a little bit sad because you'll just kind of see some friends kind of like go on a different path, and you're like, I don't think that was the right path.
Yeah.
I know there's no wrong path, but there is.
There are better paths.
Yeah, you're
Sometimes
like,
you gotta learn hard way.
yeah, I don't know, yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's tough. And then you think about like dating, and you're like, oh my god, this is. I need. You know what I need? I need a crush. I need to fucking make a crush on somebody.
Yeah, it's hard when you don't have like a classroom of people to
Totally.
choose from.
Yeah, I need a crush in my life.
And I certainly wouldn't
Is that
pick
a James Franco quote?
male comedian.
That's very good, Eric. That's very funny.
Wait, is that a James Franco quote?
No, it was just a joke he was
joking.
making.
Oh, I don't get it
No,
though.
you said,
Like,
I
'cause
need
he's
a
a
classroom
sexual
of
predator.
people.
Oh, it was like a callback. Okay, sorry. My brain's not working in comedy speed right now. I apologize.
Too quick for everyone.
That's what everyone says about you.
Yeah. I'm so fast.
Yep, that's what you're at. Your
And your
girlfriend.
bones
That's
are
what your
not at all
girlfriend says.
Oh my god. How are you doing, Corinne?
No, I'm great. Well, what did I do last? I had a
Have some fun.
I went to I don't think I can say because I don't think anyone's supposed to know he's married, but I went to someone's wedding after party last night, and that was nice. I hadn't seen so many of my friends in like such a long time,
Nice.
so I was like, "Hey guys, remember me?" It's nice that my friends still remember me.
That's good.
Yeah, that was fun. I was like, I also realized I hadn't listened to music in quite some time.
Oh my gosh.
Because I'm not someone who has music on all the time. Again, it's just like, I feel like it's just like, it's too much. I need to like do work in silence. So there's always like, all this extra music. When people always have music on, like I find it very hard to concentrate. Most people I know either always have like the TV on or music on, but I dead silence always.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was like, let me listen to music this
Good
weekend.
for you, girl.
Yeah, and I actually put music. I mean, I cleaned my house, but yeah.
Oh, cleaning.
I had some music on, and I also, then I went to a wedding after party yesterday, and there was like a lot of good music on. And
That's nice.
That was it. That's where I'm at. Just remembering music.
That's, you know what? Those are simple pleasures of life, and music is the sound of the soul. So that's lovely.
Yeah, every time I'm like, oh man, I just wish I was born Stevie Nicks. 'Cause
Yeah.
then I would not do anything else.
What were you going to say, Eric?
I was going to say, do you guys feel like social media is kind of ruining new music for you?
Yeah, I think social media is ruining a lot of stuff.
I feel
it's
like-
also making some stuff better, but it's ruining mostly.
It's like music is like, it's supposed to be like, I always thought like there's like a big disconnect. Like I didn't really want to know the artist. And now I feel like I see them all the time. And I'm
so
like, it's
personal.
like what you're saying means nothing anymore because there's not like that air of, there's not like that,
Well, that's why Beyonce is the level of artist that she is,
Right.
because they specifically were like, get out of here, stop doing interviews. I agree with you.
That's
We can't do this. So but social media is not 100% responsible for this, because I feel the same way about Alanis Morissette, and it happened from me watching DVD extras
Like
from
you
her
didn't want to
tour.
know? You knew too much?
Yeah, because
can't
like
get to
she's
know
kind of like silly, and like her songs
Really?
are so deep, and I'm like,
Oh, that's weird. Yeah.
I just didn't like the silliness.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is not, and then also even things like finding out, her most famous song is about, getting fucked over by Dave Coulier. You're like,
no,
ugh.
that was a bummer. He was kind of hot when he was young.
No.
But
Ugh.
you can't be Uncle Joe.
Ranger Joe, get the fuck out of here.
You can't be Uncle Joe.
If it was John Stamos, now we got a whole different
Oh
conversation.
my God, he's he's a really good drummer.
Oh, that's nice.
Call me John.
Oh, so he was actually in that band. Oh, that made sense. Like they probably, because he actually was a real musician,
Yeah.
wrote that into the Full House storyline, not the other
Jesse
way around.
and the whatever the fuck.
Jesse and the Rippers.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Oh man. Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah. No, I 100% agree with you, Eric. Like I agree. I don't need to know so much about
Yeah.
everyone.
I don't need Eminem's thoughts on politics.
Well, it's like when you see a painting. When you see
I don't care about that. But
Well, I actually do want to know Eminem's thoughts on politics,
Yeah.
but that's because I have a niche interest in him. But like, it's like when you see a painting. Some of the beauty about like a painting, that type of art, is you put your own life experience into how you interpret and take in that piece of art. And I think that when you know too much about the artist making the song, you can't personalize the experience of the song anymore, because who they are is just too big.
Yes, 100%. Yes, that's
That's
exactly
fucking
how I
annoying.
feel.
Happy to help.
yeah.
Okay.
Like I hate when artists talk during a concert. Like a lot of the people like it, but when they stop and talk to the audience, I go, no.
I don't even know.
I go, no. If you were good at this, you would have been an author or a comedian. I also hate when comedians sing during their act. So
Wait, during there. Oh God.
So I feel that,
Yeah.
this is fair.
Stay in your lane.
This is fair.
That's the theme. Stay in your fucking lane.
I go, all this talking time seems like time when you could be singing, which is what we all paid for.
I want you to narrate concerts.
Yeah, please go to a concert as soon as they start talking. Go and
Yeah.
go for a refund. It's like this is not what I paid for.
You should bring one of those clappers that they have on a film set. Like,
Yeah.
so the second they start
No,
talking,
yeah.
you go, and cut. We don't
Yeah.
need any of that shit.
I mean, like the only thing I like is like, a simple thank you. And then I like, if there's like a little bit of a backstory about why they wrote that song.
Sure.
That's interesting.
That's pretty cool.
As long as it's not about Dave Coulier.
Yeah, then you just keep your trap shut.
Alanis, to her credit, never talks to the audience. I think
good.
speaking of disassociating.
She ain't on those pills anymore. She got to use her brain to
Yeah, I think
dissociate.
she's like, I'm out.
Yeah, good for
I am
her.
out.
I got it, girl. Cool. Cool.
Oh, what's up with you?
Trying to decide if I want to. Now, I'll just share with you personally.
Oh, okay.
About the Lyn Jackson thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, I'll say like I went to a 90-person reading with her, as I do. I've attended many.
Yeah.
And this, you know what? What we were talking about at the top of this episode with the email from that woman who's like, why the fuck doesn't anybody care? And the discussion of like, yeah, motherfuckers, short memory, don't care about women, didn't see it in the news. Like all these reasons are depressing. And I think one of the main reasons I get so joyfully invested in exploring the afterlife and the alien thing is because there's hope there. Is that yeah, I guess so. It's so exciting to me. It's so like there's possibilities there.
But yeah, that's what everyone's looking for.
Yeah, it's so much information that I don't know that I'm just like totally taking in. So
yeah,
I talk a lot about Lyn Jackson on the podcast because I just think she's a medium, psychic medium, very reputable. She's one of the real ones. They are not all real. And she's written books that I highly recommend you read. But I attended one of her readings on Friday at night, and she read me, and it was one of those like core memories. It was a life-changing moment, and a lot of it was stuff I knew. So that it wasn't like I was getting presented with more information, and it wasn't anything that my logical mind didn't know. But it was like I got a healing. Like I described, like when she talks to these parents of children who died tragically and very young, and she's able, what the words that she says, the message she delivers to these parents that are just in an unimaginable place of grief. You physically see their face change after they get these messages. So to me, I'm like, that is like the most direct, potent, instant form of healing I've ever witnessed. So like, yeah, I kind of got that, which was really cool. But I'll play the audio for you, Corinne.
Oh, there's audio.
Oh, I recorded the whole thing. It was really fucking cool. And one of the first things I was talking to Donna while we were in line. We were the first in line to go into the room.
Was it in the city or
no? It was in Long Island.
Oh,
so
okay.
it wasn't far off, like 20 miles outside of the city. We were talking, me and Donna's aunt were there. We're like, what do you want to hear from her? And I just told Donna, I'm like, I don't know. Because I've been to so many of these readings and I always sit front row. So I'm like, not as an ego thing. I just, for some reason, I wanted her to say like, have I seen you before? Like, do you come to these a lot?
She knows you. She follows you on Instagram.
Yeah, but she follows a lot of people on Instagram. So it's not like, I didn't, but that is the first thing she said to me.
What? She said, I know
She's
you.
like, have you been to like 3 of these before? Or like a bunch of these? And like, I've never read you. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So yeah, I need to follow the joy wherever it is. And it's the only place that it is currently is music, the sunshine, and ghosts.
Okay.
Yeah. So whatever.
Well, those are not 3 not bad ones.
Yeah. No, it's pretty good. Speaking of pretty good, today's guest, he's just an all-around fascinating person. I met this guest on New Year's Eve at a New Year's Eve party at a music show at the Olive Tree Cafe, and I bonded with him right away, and I didn't even know what he did, but I was like, do you want to be on the podcast? You're fantastic. And our interview with him was great. I loved this conversation. He is an influencer. He's a host. You could see him on Squid Games The Challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Dash Katz.